Thinking about moving to Oakland? I'm gonna tell you everything that they don't tell you. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the go-to Bay Area real estate channel. My name is Derek, and today we're going to be talking about all things Oakland and things that they don't tell you. Oakland is full of vibrance, culture, good places to eat, but it's also got its issues. So what do you need to know before coming here? If you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Helps me grow, keeps me motivated. This is where you can find all things, everything Bay Area real estate and what it's like living in the Bay Area. Without further ado, let's get into it. So if you're thinking about buying a house here, the median home price is about $759,000. That's down 13% from last year. To steal at $1.4 million, which is the median price compared to San Francisco. However, it depends on the neighborhood that you go. Not only is it neighborhood based, but Oakland has weird pricing things per zip code, per neighborhood. So you definitely have to keep an eye out on what that means. If you're thinking about the most popular neighborhoods like Rockridge, Montclair, that $759,000 ain't gonna get you far. Some neighborhoods in Oakland will overprice their listings because that's tradition. Other neighborhoods will drastically underprice their listings because that's tradition. Again, you need to know what you're getting into and where to go. So you keep that in mind before you get here, because just because a quote unquote neighborhood is good, there may be different parts of that neighborhood that aren't so good. Which leads me to our next point. So what is the crime like? Obviously that gets all the headlines along with the homeless. So according to statistics, violent crime is down 30%, robberies are down 40% compared to 2023. All sounds good, right? Yes, to an extent. 2023 Oakland was really bad in a lot of areas as far as crime goes. Now, when we're talking about it being down, good, glad to hear it. But being down from that price point, being down from that percentage of crime means it's still pretty high in comparison to other states in the nation. Along with that, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It really doesn't matter where your car is. Your car probably will be broken into at some point. And I don't mean to laugh, it's just as like San Francisco, it's kind of a tradition now. So yes, crime is down overall. Yes, there are many safe neighborhoods in Oakland, some of the safest in the Bay Area actually. But again, it varies by not only neighborhood, but kind of what side of the neighborhood you fall. You can be like on one side of Grand Avenue or Lake Merritt or Maxwell Park, where you're in a fine area, everything's golden. Depending on where you are, maybe Temescal, you have artisan coffee shops, restaurants, some great areas, but then on the other side, further down, is not so good. So you wanna make sure that you're touring these neighborhoods in the evening, you wanna tour them during the daytime, you wanna get the full scope of things and drive around, do a lot of exploring, because the last thing you wanna do is purchase a house because you thought the block was fine, but then you drive a half mile up or a mile down the road and it's not so good, and now all of a sudden you don't feel safe. So again, make sure you do your research. When you're looking at Zillow or you're looking at my website, wink wink, shameless plug, those sites aren't going to tell you, oh yeah, great neighborhood overall, but you're gonna hear gunshots at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're not gonna tell you that. So you have to do your research when looking at these things. Number 3 thing they don't tell you, good old California. We know how expensive it is to live here, but this year Oakland just signed a tax bill. That tax bill is going to be 10.75. So anything you buy, you're gonna have over a 10% tax on. So when you buy $5,000 sofa, guess what? Your tax bill is going to be about $537 on top of what you just paid for that sofa. You buy a Tesla, I hope you are part of an oil family, because that's going to cost you a lot of money. Property taxes. Prop 13 actually keeps property taxes around 1%. However, with bonds and assessments, Oakland is still going to find a way to get their money. So you will be paying for things like potholes and wondering where your money goes, because Oakland streets are still a mess, but you will be taxed in other ways. Again, perks of living in California. If you're new to the Bay Area, depending on where you come from, you may or may not have mass transit in your previous area. Oakland or the Bay Area for the most part, some areas don't service it, but Oakland is home to a large amount of BART tracks. So if you're looking to commute to San Francisco or other parts of the Bay Area, Fremont, things like that, you can ride BART, which is going to save you a bunch of time and effort in dealing with the nightmare that is Bay Area traffic. But if you ever ridden like a New York subway, it is close to it. You're going to get a show. You are going to get free rap concerts. You're going to see homeless people. You're going to see all kinds of things on BART. So beware, be safe, but it is efficient because it does get you around the Bay Area for the most part without dealing with the traffic. And they did just upgrade their schedule as well. So you can't get home on a Saturday night pretty later than what we were doing like 10, 15, 20 years ago. But keep that in mind if you're riding BART. If you thought renting was going to be a joy in Oakland, or if you are looking to buy rental property, meaning you are a landlord, I got news for you. Oakland is very favorable to their tenants in a lot of locations, which means if you are a landlord, you are going to need a lot of Advil. If you thought renting was going to be better, median rent was about $2,200, $2,300 a month. That's pretty steady across the board unless there's a lot of competition or a lot of upgrades, or if you're in a highly desirable area. So that could jump a bit. Oakland tenant protection is actually one of the strongest in the country here. But like I said, being a landlord, you are essentially going to become a paralegal because the paperwork and the laws and everything that goes into being a landlord in Oakland is quite crazy. So I advise you to make sure you have a real estate attorney look over that stuff, and you are a seasoned investor and not looking to jump into Oakland as an investor being your first property. Now, let's talk about a bonus one. Everybody loves food. Oakland is up there with San Francisco in far as different cultures, different cuisines, Michelin star restaurants. They have a lot going on the food scene in Oakland. But the catch of that is it's also very expensive. Probably on average, you may be spending around $80 a night, plus if you're taking Uber or BART, it's gonna cost you a lot of money just to have a night out. So the food scene here is great, but it's also gonna cost you a pretty penny, as is living in the Bay Area as a whole. Let me know what videos you wanna see next on what cities. I may make this a series in terms of what they don't tell you about X city, so comment down below if you want me to make a video in your city. Also comment if you are looking to move to Oakland. I can send you a list of the best neighborhoods to look at. Otherwise, again, like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next one.